being able to guide the buyer or the seller through that process to reach their end goal might be one particular way of doing that is where I had $20,000 worth of repairs for a buyer that they weren't going to be able to do when they moved in. The seller was not going to be able to do out of pocket, but we were able to negotiate through that and save the deal because of the creative financing we were able to pull off.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I've been looking forward to chatting with, Brenda Goff, who's been making serious moves in the real estate space. So Brenda, really glad to have you here today. I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching selling real estate to different investors and all of the knowledge you have surrounding that. So yeah, let's dive in.
Thank you for having me join you today.
Yeah, of course. So first off, for people who may not be familiar with you and your world, just give us the short version of what your main focus is these days.
I am an agent with Coldwell Banker Advantage and working with buyers and sellers. I do work with a lot of investors, and I enjoy working from the various aspects of which to find out what their main goal is and help make whatever their goal is the easiest process as possible.
Yeah, and what markets do you operate in?
So I work in the Triangle area of North Carolina, which is Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, general areas.
Okay, great. Yeah, what really caught my attention about you is the way that you've been able to help different investors with all sorts of type of investment portfolios, whether that be multifamily, Airbnb, and all of that. So can you just expand on all of the ways that you are able to support and assist?
Sure. So I've had several different types of clients in regards to investors. Everything from those that flip. We have flippers that buy, sell, and then I have Airbnb, as you mentioned, various types of Verbo, Airbnb, whatever their short-term rental. Then you have your typical single-family home rental where maybe somebody just didn't sell their house or they just wanted to turn it into that one personal rental. And then multifamily, whether it's several homes or it's a multifamily in the sense of townhomes, condos. So there's a lot of different avenues investors can get into. I've worked with corporate investors that are national investors represented on a larger scale with a lot of single family homes.
That's great. And what are like some pros and cons of each type of investment that people make?
So a lot of times that comes from the audience that it's going to reach. So for like an Airbnb, that might be great for those people that are vacationing, might be a short-term thing where they're coming in for, say, a graduation, a concert, whatever.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
But they're also going to be able to help people in the sense of maybe they're building a property and that they just need a short-term rental and they don't want to go into an apartment. So I'm able to help people see those markets, whereas maybe a multifamily, that's different streams of income because they have different properties there. They have more than one stream of income because maybe one unit's rented out and one's not, or depending on the day. So it's just really learning how to make the most out of each property in each place that it's at, because not all of them are going to have the same goals in mind.
Of course. And what would you say has been like the key to keeping that business running smoothly for you, like working with first-time buyers and investors?
So a lot of that, you do have first-time buyers who learn more about, you're able to work with them and educate them on the process of real estate. And then they become investors because they see the benefit of the investing and how it works and what they need to do to keep up. And of course, come back asking questions in regards to the different avenues of investment, whether that be Airbnb, multifamily, whatever. So, being able to just be a resource and being able to provide other resources to all homeowners, whether they're investors or that's their primary home, being able to be an advocate and a resource for everyone in that regard is very important in keeping your business going.
Yeah. And what would you say are maybe some misconceptions that people stumble across when it comes to like first time investors or people earlier in that journey?
So being able to know a little bit better about the cost that's involved in the start of it is a very big part of your success. Having someone to educate you through that process, knowing how to plan for whether it's repairs or it's knowing that there's going to be times when that property's not going to be rented out, or the time it's going to take to get a flip sold, just depending on, again, what that goal is for that particular investor. It's important to know what the pros and cons for them could be or what the risks involved are.
Yeah, that's really important. So every operator I know had a moment where maybe things got more real in their business. Maybe a deal went sideways or you had to make a fast pivot. Could you share one of those experiences for you?
So, in regards to whether it's an investor or it's a homeowner, if we are in the transaction process of buying and getting it closed, a lot of times there is a lot of negotiation that has to take place there in regards to how we have creative financing or potentially navigating the repair, as far as how much repairs have to be done, what that seller's willing to do if you're the buyer, or how much you're willing to do as a seller if I'm listing for you. So again, it does depend what role you're playing, but being able to guide the buyer or the seller through that process to reach their end goal might be one particular way of doing that. Is where I had $20,000 worth of repairs for a buyer that they weren't going to be able to do when they moved in. The seller was not going to be able to do out of pocket, but we were able to negotiate through that and save the deal because of the creative financing we were able to pull off.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
For that particular buyer in that situation.
Yeah, can you expand upon that creative financing solution?
So in that particular situation, we had to divide it up, and some and may come off of how much is off the sales price. It may be the seller contributes some towards closing cost. And in some ways too, in other situations, we've even gone to the place where we've had to get a renovation loan versus a regular standard conventional loan. So there are loan options out there, not one size fits all because everybody's got a different situation. But in that case, the seller, because of the loan, could not contribute but up to a certain amount of dollars on the closing cost because the loan will only allow a certain amount. However, if you split that amount to maybe part of it going to the sales price, part of it going to the closing cost, or the seller paying for it outside of closing as far as like being invoiced, there's just different ways around how we can make that happen. We just have to make sure that the lender agrees with us.
Yeah, of course. That's so important for people to hear of how, yeah, there's always a solution.
Right. That's the main goal, and that's where my skill set comes in, is because we are problem solvers. We try to work it around to make it work for both sides, because it does have to work for both sides to make everybody come to an agreement.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next?
So I do enjoy helping people build their portfolios. I want to get the word out that I do enjoy working with investors, and I love first-time home buyers and helping them grow to that place. So it's all about education, and I guess my goal was to educate the community in regards to their options as becoming investors or maintaining their portfolios and building their portfolios.
Yeah, what is like something that you think most people aren't educated on that maybe they're missing information or would be beneficial for them to hear?
So I do think that the initial, either people are really scared or they're really overly excited, one or the other, in regards to starting the journey of investing. And so the people that are really scared, sometimes they hear all the horror stories about how people have had bad tenants, they just lose a lot of money in regards to repairs. Well, while there is some truth to that, there's usually a way out. There's usually tax benefits that come with it people don't understand. There's the 1031 exchange. So once you bought a property, you can roll that tax benefit over. I'm not a tax expert, but I could definitely put you in touch with someone to educate you on those benefits for your particular situation. And then, but there's people that are also overeager in the sense of they just want to jump in there and do it without counting the cost, those risks involved. I think that education is a huge piece either way.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what is the next real big goal for you?
Well, my goal is always to continue buying and selling property, helping others buy and sell property, and to grow the community of whether it's investors or property owners, just continue to push towards helping as many people as I can. I've been doing this for about 24 years, and every year the same goal is to reach as many as I can to educate the community and grow a bigger audience. Not for me, but for them to be able to help each other make a community, reach the community, and give back.
Yeah, that's so important to lead with your service. Yeah. So, what are you doing to grow your community?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
So I'm being invited on particular podcast or events like this as one way to step out and get in front of the community. I also have collected a group of vendors, trusted vendors for the Triangle, so that I can help others in their investor journey, their homeowner journey, have trusted people to do projects for them, such as if it's heating and air, if it's the roof, if it's, flooring, whatever it is. I've got people that I trust and have created a directory of vendors, and I'm pulling that group of vendors together to do events to help everyone come together to make our homeownership journey a little less stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what advice would you give to maybe someone that has never invested before but is curious to get started?
Reach out, whether it's to me or some other real estate professional. Reach out to someone that can help guide you through the process, because it's not something that you want to tackle alone. Uh, I had a mentor, and I think mentorship is very important in this process because you're dealing with a lot of money and there's a lot of risks. There's a lot, location, location, location. We've heard it all the time. Knowing where to purchase, when to purchase, all of that plays a part into how it affects the buying and selling process. So just don't do it alone would be my biggest piece of advice. And whether that's me or someone else, reach out.
Yeah, I believe that mentorship and relationship building is so important.
It is.
So, what has made the biggest difference for you in your path to building relationships?
Being real, being authentic, being able to know that I'm there for people. I'm here to help them through their process. I want to see them grow their business, because in the end, once we are an advocate and we encourage and help people to reach their goals, it all comes full circle. We're all in this together. So it does continue to help me as a professional grow when I can learn from other people while I'm trying to help them grow as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what is like a common challenge that maybe either first time buyers or people that are adding to their investment portfolio face that you see come up quite often, and how do you overcome it?
So I do see that people get a little nervous about, they think that it's a lot of money they have to put down. Well, while we do need to have money to work with, and a little bit it takes money to make money, so they say. So, but there are ways to learn to save, possibly even take your current home if you wanted to turn it into a rental, and do things without necessarily having a large chunk of money up front. There are ways to get around that. We, might have to find a particular property that doesn't require as much down payment to get started. But I do think that that scares people. And just talk to people who have had successes, because generally speaking, you won't believe what you hear. And if all you hear is horror stories about investment property, that's what you're going to believe. But if you can talk to people who have had successes and have made money from it, then maybe they've got a better way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that what we listen to and what we consume and the beliefs that we take on can absolutely make the biggest difference.
For sure.
Yeah. So, what would you say, like, as far as new beliefs that you've had to adopt, like, what has been some like beliefs or attitudes that have supported your journey of growth?
That I think it's very important to understand that even though things don't always necessarily go smoothly, there's usually a lesson to be learned in it, and you take that opportunity and grow from it. I personally, as an investor, have had those times where I just wanted to throw the towel in and be done with it. And then I've had times where I'm like, oh, I'm really glad I didn't. Because at the end of the day, everything is, you're going to have your challenges, but for the challenges are what you grow from. And whether that's real estate investing or that's life in general, just being able to work through the obstacles and overcome, and then you can learn from it and grow beyond that.
Yeah, that's so important to see how we can learn from the challenges that we face.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you also invest. What does that look like for you?
So I've owned rental properties over the years, single families. I did not get into the multifamilies, but I did have the single families. I managed properties myself, and then I've had property managers manage them for me, just depending on what was going on in life at my time and at the time that I was working with them, and buy and sell the properties. And it was at times a very daunting task, and then at times it was, very pleasant. So again, they were all single families. I did not get into the Airbnb world. I just did the single family rentals. But overall, I learned a lot. I also worked as the sales agent for corporate investors, as I had mentioned before. A very different experience altogether. So it's just the area you get into is the area that, you're gonna grow and you're gonna learn from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Is investing like something that you're still continuing to do, or like how is that journey like
So
escalating
I
for
am
you?
not currently, as far as multi properties. I had a change in my life that I decided to go a different direction, and currently I am putting more of my focus on helping others in regards to their investment properties. But I did have rental properties for 20 years, and I just decided it was time for a change.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to know what season we are in.
That's right.
All right. So before we wrap up, if someone wants to reach out, connect with you, maybe collaborate, or just learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach you?
I am available by email, text, or by phone. My email is Brenda Goff, Goff, Realtor, Realtor, at gmail.com. And you can also reach me by text 919-576-7164. Or I'm online as well on Instagram and Facebook, Brenda Goff Realtor.
Perfect. Well, listen, I appreciate your time, story, and perspective. We need more people in this space who are doing things in this right way. So thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. And for those of you tuning in, if you got value from this, make sure you're subscribed. We've got more conversations coming with operators just like Brenda who are out here building real businesses. And we'll see you all on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.